Well, if you're a sports fan in Washington, D.C., there's no doubt that you are going crazy about what is happening with the Washington Nationals being in the World Series. But what you may not know is that there was a pivotal event early in this season that I believe helped them to shift into a much better team from where they had started. You might know that the Nats started out with a really bad record. I think it was 19-31 early in the season. But if you go online now, you're going to see reports that say that the Nats have been the best team in baseball since May the 24th. And so we have to ask ourselves, what happened on May the 24th? What happened on that weekend? Well, I know one thing that happened, and I believe this one thing was a significant piece to the puzzle that helped them turn things around. On May the 25th, Lauren and I were on the field at Nats Park before the game, and the Nats were giving me an award. And while we were there, they began to talk about and honor in front of the entire crowd what God was doing in Southeast DC. They began to talk about the work we're doing in Anacostia. And I believe that because they took the time to honor God and honor what God's doing, that turned into a major blessing for the team. Now, I don't think God cares about sports or baseball, but I do know He cares about honor. And I believe that because they took the time to honor, that's why they are where they are today, and that's most likely why I think they're going to go ahead and win this whole thing. They went on to beat every odd. I think they're on a 7-game winning streak right now. They dominated in the playoffs. They're dominating in the World Series. So listen, if we honor people, if we honor what God's doing, if we honor the people that God's using, it's going to come back on us. And that's a principle we see in the Bible, and I believe it's a principle that God's showing us even today in sports. So we're rooting for the Nats. We want to see a victory, but even more than that, we're rooting for God to do even more in this city.